The views expressed are solely those of the speaker and not necessarily those of paltalk.com, AVM Software, or its advertisers.
News Talk is online. News Talk Online is a production of paltalk.com, the largest multimedia interactive program on the internet with more than 4 million unique users. I'm your host, Gary Baumgarten. News Talk Online is also available on iTunes on demand, and we are syndicated by CRN Digital Talk Radio. That's www.crntalk.com. to cable networks serving an additional 12 million households. Well, today we have a very interesting guest, a little break from the norm, a little break from the doom and gloom of the politics, although who knows, as an intuitive, maybe she could tell us what's to come politically in 2008. I don't know if that's part of your forte or not. Michal Levin, who sees and understands energy. She lectures at universities. She provides life counseling to business leaders, celebrities, and groups. Has already said, buddy, you need a lot of life counseling. Already she said that, and I've only known her for 30 minutes. You describe yourself as an intuitive. You use your awareness to break through barriers of evolution, propelling you into what you call another reality. Is that a soothsayer? Fortune teller, a mystic, a gypsy?
You have already.
But why you? You're going to walk out the door. Yeah, I'm off the set.
I'm ready to walk now, straight away. I should begin at the very beginning then. I don't lecture at universities.
Okay.
But I have been lucky enough to teach university teachers about energy.
Gotcha.
You say that I'm an intuitive and I tell the future. Well, I most definitely am not a clairvoyant.
Okay.
And I keep well away from folks who tell the future. I'm very firm in my belief that we make the future.
We make our own future.
We absolutely make our own future. I'm not a life coach, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
let me just cross out this. So far, 3 out of 3. Ain't bad.
Three out of 3. But I don't blame you for not really understanding.
Okay.
Because certainly when it came to me, I didn't understand either. And it took me a really long time to become comfortable with the things it is that I do.
Right.
I was like you, except you were probably more high-powered than I am, or was. I was a current affairs reporter.
You were with the BBC. What's more high-powered than that?
Well, CNN is pretty good. But when I first started to get an inkling of what was happening to me, and I couldn't put a name to it,
yes,
it was unbelievably scary, and nothing that I wanted, nothing that I was interested in. I was somebody who was passionate about social justice.
Yes.
That was my world.
Yes.
Not intuition or energy.
Mm-hmm.
But things happened. I didn't choose this. Now I'm 15, 16 years on. People come to me, and the kind of people who come to me have a lot of credibility in the outside world. It's easy to attract the rock stars or the people who perhaps live in the media on the sharp edge, but it's not so easy when you're dealing with multinationals and people who are in serious business or academics at the top of their game.
So what do they come to you for?
Usually the individual clients who come to me are very successful, and they come to me because in some way or another, their success hasn't brought them what they wanted.
Happiness?
Certainly hasn't brought them happiness. In some cases, they have a sense that there is something more. Mm-hmm. Not necessarily something more at all in an airy-fairy way, or in a worldly sense, or even in a religious or a spiritual sense, but just a feeling that there is something else greater, that in some way or another they need to offer to connect with the world, to do something else, to understand more. And I'm somebody whose name comes up.
So what do? You help, you channel? I mean, you do see things that the rest of us don't see.
Yes.
You see and feel energy. You see other, what you call life forms. Are they like...
Let me explain it. It's really, in some ways, very simple. Although when I first saw it, I didn't understand.
I'm pretty good at
what I was
complicating
seeing.
simple things. So.
Oh, there's lots here you can complicate. The NIH, that's the American National Institute of Health, recognizes that around the body there is something that they call the biosphere.
Like an aura?
It's an energy field. Now, in the old books, that was an aura. To me, there are simply energy fields around the body. In science, folks can't say what those energy fields are about. As far as I'm concerned, one of the things that I've learnt to do, and again, I really emphasize not learnt because I wanted to do, but learnt because it happened, is to read that energy field. So to be able to connect with it.
So you can see the energy field around me?
If you were my client, I would most certainly, with your permission, be latching into your energy field to pick up information about you. And there's a huge amount of information that's available. And it's information about your past, about things that have happened to you, about people who connect to you. And it's with you, it's your energy imprint, it's you.
How does that affect people's theological beliefs?
The work I do has nothing at all to do with religion, in any kind of organized sense.
But in their mind, how does it affect their religious beliefs?
Oh, it's bad news.
Bad news?
Oh, it's definitely bad news. Or I'm a mystic, one or the other. When I first started meditating, because really all the things that happened to me started with meditation, which was certainly not something I was at all interested in, but I turned to in desperation. In fact, would you like me to tell you how it happened?
Sure. And I'd also like to know, you had a tumor that has affected you physically.
Yes, you can see that.
Everybody can see that. You saw the tumor, and the doctors with the modern medical means didn't even know it was there. You detected it for the doctors. It saved your own life.
It wasn't quite as simple as that. I was working.
Now, wait a minute. You just said I was complicating things that were simple, and now I have simplified something that was complicated.
You're very smart. You do both.
Or very conflicted, one or the other.
Well, this isn't a session. This is a personal session.
So. No. I don't mean it as a session.
I was working with a group one day, and I was teaching them meditation. I was teaching them really their own issues around their own development. And by that stage, I was quite well established in my gift of being able to read energy. And I saw many clients. And by chance, I happened to look at myself. And the gift isn't given to look at oneself. The gift is given for the benefit of others.
How do you know that?
It's just how it works. I mean, how it works for me. I've never been able to use the abilities I have for my own benefit, as it were. I truly, truly believe that there is no benefiting at another's expense, and there really isn't any difference between your good and my good, and that's part of what I do. So I happened to see my own energy, and I saw that the right-hand side was dark, and I immediately worked to dispel that dark. I had for some years worked as a healer and then moved on from that for all kinds of reasons. So there was darkness.
As a healer based on the gift that was given to you.